Yes, it tells the diabolic intentions of these people. So men so tabela ya dia enye. No matter say you MPP so you NDC. You look at the law. They be make some say Obama comes to Ghana. Was we should build stronger institutions, not stronger personalities. What you say more can ha? Almost say they've come to a realization. The population census say yeah, no me you know. Or my say about 72% of Ghanaians are Christopher. So for you to target them and get them, you have to go to the church. Now listen to Kennedy. He added, anybody who says there is no God, to me, he is a fool. Almost say, Popobia, Naniji luxury things, I guess some who dear, any gaga, any death. Now, or pet a dear, almost as I did with the Yesica with me that directly enticing and by his own mouth, Katrema Emperor, we have gone back into 15 years ago or 14 years ago. The thing he said in 2011, this by you and MI, but they've able to do empirical research about him, read him, and know said no papa no about material things are Nanijo. Obasan so dan come out the car say say. If you look at financial sector, you close to financial sector, banking cleaning. Was say he blames the NPP government. Me say, we must say minister uncle for we know. As for so, me say they will mute them. They will continue mafias and person on the 9th. Charlotte Seba Bontika said, congratulating Nana Danko as a new president elected. Listening to Ajinasari, give us better economical policies. Ajinasari to Akufo-Addo. Until when NDC was in power, was he criticizing John Dramani? So they also read him. Sam Crunchy, Omar Kanato, Ajinasari. Yes. And Danka William. Where are they today? Who about Tom Kano preaching about church members?
Ene eye ukuada eno na asante ebo benada ade eche eboa enipa nkuku ti asante to ene din ukuada mo akwaba emo aba atenase medin de shaibula sisi na ukuada de as usual unim ajapade document se eye no kure ana enye no kure yere yensa ka document no enye obia ana obenya kwan akenkan mu tie kenkan achiro amwate ase no hu papa ewu mu ene bone a ewu mu no hu de usua ade ho eyeyi ene de usua ade ho enyeyi enti etena sese ya na baabia ataidi me kai we say ase eye solid TV solid ade mood production ya free Ghana Ken Studio. Subscribe to the channel. Aya kai so be like page no wa share. Say sharing is caring. Enti mo amowo Holland no yesre mo make sure say mo be che amana ko baabia US of A mo make sure say all the 50 states na amanya mo make United Kingdom no mo try say be ko na Asia South America yestem we Ghana ni onsa ka this link na say sharing is caring na say me say AGYAPADE document na atiel for so be ka no ma hye nso a emfie 9 pepepe ni na Ghana mampe na Danko Akufo-Addo eloke Accra Tema Kumasi Obuasi Kaswa because of the na COVID-19 esi na Danko Akufo-Addo be Ghana mampe ade bi nsi wiase da mienu na esi COVID na bi nsi no so those that have been pandemics but say ni pay wu no COVID de na editwam yes sa cables na enam epoase no ebi nsi da say wiase ebaaye na yehu say ye de abefo tentanfi de dituma ye de ahoma ekofa epu yes ebi nsi da say ahoma na da pumu no say maame watane ne ma no mu di eye experiment you obi se ja maame wata ene ne mba no mu di experiment you say dey you the who say internet return to time na we can see 7 December ka wiase ka Ghana ka dey ne besi e dey alternative anomu provide kai say nyame boa ochena MPP aman yukura santemante meje dam After the say in so tap on Chenia or the war. Youth organizer akasa, party pen for akasa, a chance so a beba. By Nadia, a Japade, and a Japade man is coming. Dimitri Amwabana Franco de Tababa coming. I from Aquaba, Franco de Hita, Ababaka, Franco Aquaba.
See you.
Now, where?
I'm not Arma. This is also where.
And then I hear a document about Kuni, Dr. Lucinda.
Tablets, yeah, for
information, baby.
For clarity purposes, you know. There be a serious canon. So we train into a work as meaning into a work. So I'm ready. I'm set.
And as someone you a tablet do my paper now.
I say no enter the be am kiri bi instead of a duma a machine bi abet me asi. Then I go back to the paper. You know, we are into render service Bible. My main child Mr. Joe Davis, US of Papa out there. So on the shadow see you. Now Parker
Parker.
Only kasa yache.
Me kasa yache.
Kacha Parker say me say ewiem ate.
Parker. So what can I what?
Ewiem ayedi.
Parker say me kan say ewiem
ate. Na kwa nka nya bad. Ndi ma menchia no na menchi obi bia Bible.
Good. Ma menchia Honorable Kennedy Kwame Akompre kwa Japan. Menchia Mark Christie.
Okay.
Na menchia me aminu me ade na Ohene Kofi Safo. Menchia me sopon bio Kwame Usu. The Ashanti Regional Campaign Chairman for Honorable Ken. Chairman Robert Amankwa. Omo na be di MPP. O Asante Otum say yes. Na MPP o wakan before. Enye na the ACC. Ma menchia Director do say.
Okay.
Director do say Ken campaign coordinator.
Okay.
For Bono.
Okay.
Bono is ana hafo.
Ntiava nse Bono enclave for the wafa ho nyina ne hafo di nyina.
O say eno achi. Eno no Ken will meeting.
Okay.
9 o'clock. One timi for fair time because of war.
Oh, sir.
I know share content no.
Oh, okay.
Also content what na ensi e ontimi nya honko.
Oh.
Because yeah, what can I do? Obeka no, onim de oba beka. Also tena ho. The director do say, na onim. Yeah, say there be anye always na. E man kwa kwa ware po.
Na dey.
Mema say bi situ kwa ware pa.
Na dey.
Hey. Da na say director do say baba if America ba be ware. Ya bia, Honorable Ken e baby. Ye koye. Ye could do ho no. Abrantie na obe ware director do say baba no. Tum say akwa ware pa.
Mo de.
Emu de papa. Hey, word na director do say ye man ba no. I have bright
so ne ba no.
Tum say yes. O say die shaibu ba so open.
No.
From America. Ghana obinya bi.
Ntimi nya ho.
And one so open. Ja munye hwe. Ana ja tum say asu o de say mi o oni kapre.
Yes.
And yes so asu because ye baba say no open. Director do say onyamisha. But papa bi akwa tabe baby. Ye dey esikafo nti o say okowari skini but director do say ba bi obi anyankopon enye kese. Franco
Shaibu.
Enna ebi say ya ntima fa content ama. But adaroma mo me under passion air for us. Say na content ama na passion air for. Na da bia me kan say Ghana say Ghana yini. And the leaders here, ye wo oman mu omunye leaders. Majority of them are not good leaders. Because of say minister took a minister ni din. And till ono bookie flight na o pay flight papa. Yen disappointed say na minister ni say na ekoso. And na ade to ye wokoto kan yim shegina bia. And am chia bia me nua oben. Also from Amsterdam. E te koto kan o shema nim say abrante asa minim. Solid TV no be bad me. Franco my ticket return flight say by 2 p.m. flight be take off Kumasi.
By 40 minutes na
Kumasi. And on my way to the airport, and almost send me a message on my phone say my flight number so scheduled to take about one had been rescheduled to 3:40 p.m. I'm so saying yes.
You can
we could do a check-in. Na nasa bi ensem huna mo de aba airport. Now that because I'm paying for more copy there, you copy the blindly. For Kotoka there, make back say because and then after say omode or belt no near be befa through COVID process no. Yes so mpabwa ro nam pabwa.
And
na Kumasi airport Tarazu and two ro mpabwa en na unamo tum black e fi ana omode tete. Na passion for ne kudu ya check in area almost say the next 20 minutes, the next 30 minutes, the next 40 minutes. Na lady biaba or some announcement say flight if you come answer by BC from his here auntie or more on board the flight na yakofo. Now so my boy baby on me who flight me me see ho mo passion that the business wo and na that diana. Oh there be brand sir uncle after so and hot to some kind of question say flight ni be 2840
And I do 840.
840. Excuse ni say kese no asay ana nketoa no it's a Takrade airport flight into me at 6 p.m. Start on the tour until
This is the Takrade
for the call na Kumasi meet uncle na flight no kura buy no nim almost say na ye call na me call with them say 148 pounds. The number one our boarding pass here 61 one can 1 to 650 no matter almost around 7 p.m. 1 to 50. The fortune on by same say o mo no mo ko bi amba no me fa ye there from 51 to 64 and we time. Maybe do Kumasi around 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. Not that when I'm Muslim or more friends, I will wait for after my flight number. And I'm say, Matu, my yera, my Jessica, dear too. Now, if it's an investor bay and or back say or bay yet meeting Kumasi 4 p.m. Not number and I go 10. Passionate. Now I'm say passionate no I play mu I would be saka. Just say almost okay so yan ka hwehwe o but the American omo pa omo American chem say ade na nsi yo ena na ebibu
so make the last one you the passion ya no ko so last one you kwa the passion
now nim menya advert ma hour for so omo kid ba omo de ntesa but we yan say top flight obi ato hour no ko na asa
ndi reason why
na ka ya no omo so omo ball trot sa ena de omo do ma na air condition kwani emu hye emushe
Shabla sisi enya wo ba mo boss
sabi o ye pese ye chiro man now sabi emrofo investor bi no ba ka ordinary tra kind Land Cruiser mukra from Accra to Kumasi one way obeku enye dual carriage obeba and the flight na no mede omefo but say na be si dia but ena mi so bay of Amsterdam no ni age papa wo say o show content o say no kan so o chia wo say na oba besra.
Oh fine.
I think Oba Besa will see you and the best person.
Now
and yeah, about hit a japade. Now, if I know the fire.
Shabu,
Franco the hater.
My main show be a nano pay. Na ye no be as was it.
Okay, Franco, but before then, no, my main cobo or message. Okay, now say more complaining, but I'm saying the two also are the won't mean kind ye. But we say, we say, still no can. No vote, simple. And as I say, Solid TV, you need to make good research on Cheddar. He have a lot of business and he has employed a lot of people. Please don't derogate him. Okay. Me can't share and say, so our business is now or making available say honorable Kenyan himself or see from we say no. I'm not going to do that research for him into a while. We'll make it available. Let me email and send the mommy. Na member boho de room na mo first cancel e de encounter motor airtime was say MPP we say so say Dynamensa was say MPP promised to construct Upper Denchira East and West and the road leading to Chief Praso from Dunkwa on Ofin, but he has been left for nothing. We are highly disappointed in MPP party. Promise more than deliver. Blah 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 blah. Okay, Obi said His Excellency Ken is a smart leader, and he's the only one that can save Ghana. We've missed him. Okay. Also, Jata and Sebo, the farming by Cheddar. Okay. Okay. Also, my vote is for Lanche Martin coming December 7th. Also, they be out of the vote in Manapawu. The say, new Ramon disappointed them. Nana Kufuado. Amachi, I said Amochi. I can see Amochi here holding another hand into the okay, Amochi. Another hand into the burning fire because of what he has done to Akompreko, Kwame Japan. Okay. Or say my problem is why is Ken waiting to inherit a rotten party? I thought he would be bold to finish his vision instead of wanting to take over a rotten meat. Okay, Shaibu, also you are teasing MPP. Oh, also this achievement has caused a lot to our party. If also and it would take years to repair. Okay, what a very good work to you, right? Okay, yeah, that's it. I say Ghanaians should change their mind of NDC and MPP thing and vote for Mr. Alan Chematin instead of those two political parties. Obiso Diano. I say if this MPP the fight in the Ashanti region part of the AGYAPADE book, why is Akufo-Addo silent? Okay. I say Ghanaians don't like the truth, or else why are all these happening in MPP? Everything Ken warn the delegates not to do, but this is now happening. So they can't catch a delegate on your no. Or say obviously and translate it into tree or say digital man baumia deal. Okay. Or say this is what the Akyem Mafia wanted to create now. They will tell Baumia to pick Osla Usu because all the Ashantis have murdered issues hanging on them. Okay. Other Shaibu. Or say Shaibu and Franco, you guys are wonderful and brave. May God bless you with those. Okay, in Jesus' name, amen. Yes, what's a multiple problem? I wish it continued till December 7th. Apathy continue. The longer it goes, Allah vote increases. Okay, you boys are very intelligent. Okay, intelligent. That's a part. Shaibu, you are doing good job with Franco. Good explanation. God bless you. Watching you live from Washington DC. Yeah, that's a part. Ebenezer Dia. Okay. And that's me. I'm a downfall. Okay, the one at Washington State. We also Washington DC. Okay, that is Madam for Kwame Dia. Yeah, Kwame Dia. I never name correct Kwame Dia. Or no, Washington State. There's a difference between Washington DC and Washington State. Yenim di ntia. It is about Washington, say about Washington in the District of Columbia. I'm saying how na papaya a shadow. Franco, yeah, now can say me. AGYAPADE na.
Yeah, see you.
Message na yen nyina ni.
Yes. See you. For the past weeks,
yeah.
The Biamadi can catch us. If you look at this AGYAPADE document, Yensa King, you go through one after the other. Always may catch us. People see it to be a fiction. People see it to be a dream. If you fans ask, how my air cost with you, and you're the bit yes, but then I'm say whether coincidence or not, can coincidence run the BSA coincidence? I just want to know. And the bit Maba say, and the bit quarantine assemble always we try to talk about it. Now, Shaibu, if you look at population census a year Nukroma, you see a greater percentage of Ghanaians are Christians.
Yeah.
You see 71% of the population, are Christians.
No, 71.91.
Yes, and when my say 72% of Ghanaians, and it tells you that if you look at Amamwa Mukrana, the politicians know for us to get close to people and be able to capture power, and see me making sure say bet me sorry from point for I find. For example, say ne obi a softness or obi a MP, and as far as obi person the president, no about the Church of Pentecost, no banner on here sorry point for be doing commerce resri. Now you see that bond and socialization between them. It gives you a clear analysis. Now your pastor or your people can help you.
Yeah.
And if you look at elections, a lot of religious leaders has played an influential role.
Sure.
Sometimes they try to do diabolic sermon.
Especially mental trouble.
How come they? So if you listen to the comments from them, amongst Asani Panasma or Kandi, the person is not a politician. But if you look at the angle the person is trying to be a politician.
My father, my suffer we no support.
Yes. Shaibu,
Franco.
For the past weeks and for the past months, I'm starting AGYAPADE. Initially, people were saying it was a fiction. People were saying it was a dream. Yes, and I'll make a canisano. Now I've come to reality. And I'm trying to understand that destiny is not a fiction. Yes, destiny is not a fiction. No. And then no man no babe no. No. This document don't joke with it. Today we are going to talk about how the Akyem want to make sure say they attack the church,
Okay.
trying to make sure that they will mute pastors, trying to make sure they will take total control of the church. And no more no, they can never ever come out with objective analysis about the new patriotic party.
Asofo na omo boa omo no.
Me say,
power no.
AGYAPADE, Sabu, page 23, paragraph 3. Sabu tiaswa mbabekan. Religion and chieftaincy. Religion and chieftaincy.
Meba. Ahwefo Franco the Hater. He oba be TSC mu. Higher Solid TV. Subscribe to the channel. Aya kai say oba like page no wa share is caring. Na face no wa bruchiri. We sweat by omanya wo. Uni Ghana nko wa bruchiri. Opeso ye part of Ken diaspora na Mel TV na se chat na ma. Na me kai wo say Ghana for amu wa bruchiri. Ghana for amu Ghana say Nas luxury apartment. Nas luxury apartment. Apartment we apartment bia ye share the si unti. Yenim se de o taste. Yenim se de o pa de pa. And ye sin suggest to suit you. The friend Nas luxury apartment. Number no 05. Number no that screen is on. And the first number no 0538 0538 15 98 74 0538 15 98 74. A Nas luxury apartment. Ye ni baby say ye wo Boteman stand flat wo. First number no. O fra o say shaibu say a luxury apartment. O kwana nye luxury into yaka. Thank you now can say.
Sabu.
Yes, please.
And I don't want us to go to even NPP, NDC, say we are attacking this war, we are doing this. Today, we are going to the church.
Okay.
How these Akyem people, the mafias, wanted to control the church, wants to mute big men in the church, or more for leaders of the church, a be a pastor and a prophet, and how they can control them in making sure, say, even if Akufo-Addo is offloaded from power, whereby and 2 times now, so still they will take total control
Of the church too.
Yes. And it was surprising.
And I'm for Ghana Jomo.
Shabu, me say, now I'm coming to the reality, the realization. This thing is not a fiction.
I share air computer.
Me say, this thing, don't joke with it. When your MPP, your NDC, Nasa Uchemia, take emotions out, take passion out. Let's do the substantive matter. I'm going to read to you. I'll give you series of examples. No matter see. Sabuki, over here, Treno. NPP was in opposition or in power, I don't know. But if you look at the kind of things happening, would it be quite the big by anymore? It's no coincidence. It's a planting, well rehearsed, orchestrated. So
and there's the part one of the AGYAPADE document.
When you part 1
of the AGYAPADE document.
Part 2 you're blowing. Part 1 no. Now listen to page 23, paragraph 3. Religion and chieftaincy.
Okay.
The Ghana population is largely made up of Christians. We must bear that in all our activities. It is therefore essential for the government to take an interest in the relationship between the government and the church. It is further evident that a large number of discerning Ghanaians are not comfortable with the proliferation of mushroom churches and their activities. This is visible in the live support and commendations received by Kennedy Agyapong when he declared war on the church.
Okay.
Government can easily capitalize on this and quickly come forward with a legislation to regulate these churches. Immediate example includes Rwanda and will bring an end to the vulnerable women who have suffered years of abuse at the hands of these mushroom pastors.
Okay.
This paragraph in Betiamo. Almost say they've come to a realization. The population census say here, say about 72% of Ghanaians are Christopher. So for you to target them and get them, you have to go to the church. And if you want to go to the church, if you look at Kedia Compre Japan, he started a certain war against mushroom churches. There come mushroom churches now, Sabu. And you saw the made my card was I saw no. Yes. And if you look at the major, yes, their major interests are they are greedy people.
Yeah.
There are people who want to siphon and milk Ghanaians. If you look at the vulnerable people, mom, mommy, no, papa, ni, mom, here for, still the church want to attack them. The church want to siphon their money. The church want to pick money from them. And if you look at Kedia Compre kwa Japan, utia so amukom se Kedia Compre kwa Japan. Estate. And Kedia started idea. A lot of Ghanaians bought into that idea. Yeah. And if they are able to buy into that idea there, it becomes a nice opportunity for them
to capitalize on it.
No, yes.
So they Rwanda for
good.
Yeah, no.
Saibu, the whole phone we almost had you. Rwanda. Parliament passes law to regulate churches.
Okay.
Was say wait either 27th of July 2018.
Okay.
23 just 11:43 23 microsecond PM.
Okay.
Was say the Rwanda Parliament on Friday passed a new legislation aimed to regulate faith-based organizations in the Central African country.
Okay.
The new law, requires pastors to have a theology degree before they can start their own churches. It is also requires faith-based organizations to declare grants to regulator Rwanda Governance Board. Under the law, any financial support to a faith-based organization must be channeled through organization's account in a bank or a financial institution in Rwanda. The law, which replaces an older one enacted in 2012. If you go to Rwanda, how people, any assumption were trying to siphon money from people. If you go to Rwanda, it went to an extent, say, a lot of scammers even collaborated with pastors. Whereby they will make sure that their money will pass through the asal accounts of these pastors.
No, my Ghana, any
cost.
Cars and tune form.
Yes. And the chance is shareable assist your software. They go into your account, you have fat salaries. You have fat account. And it's idea. Young first says can fast share account. Yeah, the former nobody can see say and this guy air by a chronosika. So if you go to Rwanda Shaibu, they made sure that this kind of law you have to make it. Almost say for you to open up a church, you have to have a degree in theology.
Yeah.
Yes, what so I say adum yaba also. And I'm a commanders ko bo mpaye and nyamia bie wiem akyere me and nyamia frame say dabi. Because of am yen hu say Sebi omo man ko school na dodo na so ya asofo no. Sometimes they are ignorant and naive about matters. Uti asema na omo kana. Omo say do ma bia obi wo ho yare e so okọ hospital na ekọ he no. Say ni pan be ka so okọ asofia akọ bompaye. Na di tin ato ne nan obi ye bodamfo e say dey call psychiatric. So they have to make sure they have to regularize the church.
Yeah.
Shaibu, many will say about 8,000 churches in Rwanda are closing it down.
8,000 churches.
8,000 churches in Rwanda are closing it down. Kenya compared to Japan started this kind of war. And Shaibu, who said the course was a group by Kenya compared to Japan made a statement. And listen to what Kennedy said. Kennedy and Japan on religion. Artists are fools. Church service are a waste of time. Where May 27, 2020, now about 12-13. Ghanaian legislator, Kenya compared to Japan, has banned persons who like believe in the existence of gods as fools still. Obia won nyamini. Here is so who is oni nyansa. Although he also insists spending time at the church service, fellowshipping with others is a waste of time.
Sure.
Chabu, ene, obit me be a provision shop money mami. Nana mami asori ahomache say above 5:30 or kwa asori. Obaba no na above 9 o'clock. No oba be so no bia ma meto he wo so na obobro nsama bro. Because obi sori no pop pemilu anom. Obi sori no pop semina ato. Wo oba be store no one year store but the same person will come out and even vilify and chastise the government too. Na Shaibu.
You say 1 hour with Jesus. Yeah, kwa juma. You say bra na Jesus me do 1 hour.
I me say especially Ghana. Enkwa na ya sorry minim kwan fa so ya sorry. Obi me da me kan me yere ne na akwa sorry 9 na upon 2 pm meja.
1 hour with Jesus.
Me say mentiase. If you go to other jurisdictions, I'm out for bomb payo, but they are still doing work. If you go to Asia, hope baby, obi awon nyam yosom no. But they are still working.
So Oko France, there's a church building and other museum. Yes, the Second World War. And France will be quite share or say nyami fi. Omo to bomb ne be kumo mu nyina.
Okay.
And almost some person saw that soon and kind of say wo ba dwane. So what try because nyamba be jewa ubewu. Say hona ba done tourist center.
Okay.
A man for kwashe.
Okay.
But Ghana there.
Oh, Shaibu. One kwa sorry kwa na mama no wayaka. Now listen to Kennedy. He added, anybody who says there is no God, to me, he is a fool. Kennedy talking. Because even when you sleep alone. Also when you sleep, your sleep alone should tell you that there's a superior being somewhere.
Yeah.
So that nasa woda kwa abefa so abeda no kwa abefa so abeso
Ne da ya abeso
so no e say bibi wo wiase na nyankopon bi wo ho.
To me kese bi.
Now listen to Kennedy over here. War on fake pastors. Or say Mr. Japan said he is currently on a personal mission. Underline word. On a personal mission to expose the activities of some fake pastors in Ghana. He explained that his mission was not targeted at a specific pastor or church. So if you look at this Ajapadia, Kenya Class Japan started this war against fake pastors. Who said do by me against me obi ni mo. And obi ni mkwana another by interview said the biggest mistake that he has done.
So
yes, we have confrontation with Kenya Class Japan. Also it means surround my two would mean that be or train some of them punchlines about and it's not the fan who it was a reality. It wasn't concocted. So if you look at this Ajapadia, now if you listen to what they are saying now, Shaibu, I must say
the greatest day.
They say the greatest mistake why so they came in your confrontation.
And the MPB so greatest mistake come here MP Ken.
What remember? Shaibu.
Yes, sir.
And to hear this Ajapadia, I must say Kenya Compre Japan started the war. Now Shaibu mami so asem. Before this document, a buy you know, a biso in 2007, obiso in 2000, ebiso in debe 2010, ebiso in 2017. Now Kenya started the war now.
Yeah, na Ken started because the book
Yes.
Omo ba power in 2017
yes.
Because say with Nanado with Nana coming.
Yes, as a second JB Dankwa. So meaning say start this document. Ebi obi kaso nya it is not true. The case in 2010 is not true. This document came in the first and second department of Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Kennedy idea, and you way back, my date in Fama. Why are May 27, 2020? And do baby, a section of the MP people were not even pleased with Kennedy Compre. Almost only as of 4. And maybe only as of 4 is the World Bank for the MPP, especially in the Ashanti region. So I suffer for a catch some members someone to a beneficia Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But Ken insisted. So he had a personal mission and wants to deal with the personal mission. And you tell her, almost say, I did not kill the starting no. Abua, and they're also going to make sure say they have to deal with it.
So this shall can now if you can't pay before said and I didn't the other sound can the anchor. But later on say on benefit.
Thank you. Now Shaibu, almost say for immediate example, Rwanda and bring an end to the vulnerable women. Or say this issue notwithstanding, it is important to identify and profile some church leaders of the country. They seem to perpetrate an agenda against our political tradition. Shaibu, what's your more? Don't pass on much saying and say now we have to regularize the church. Satan, Sometime among my mom for so it is not true. Almost they want to regularize the church. Because they are set tone. And can tone or setting and it is helping them.
For Babe.
Shaibu, can the car a year, sir, at the end way a parliament. Thursday, 30th of May 2019. Parliament to decide on regulation of churches. Yes. Thank you.
Sorry.
Clearly started it. Push it. It was no. I've declared war on fake pastors, mushroom churches. Or you know, in this Ajapadia book, I must say they have to regularize the churches. They have to regularize the churches. At that time, the Speaker of Parliament was Aaron Michael Quay. Now listen to this. Parliament will within next month investigate and prescribe regulations on church activities in Ghana. Shall we wait a parliament to decide on regulations of churches? Wait a general news on Thursday, 30th May 2019. This follows a directive from the Speaker, Reverend Prof. Aaron Michael Quay, to the Joint Committee of Youth, Sports and Culture and Constitutional, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs after the House on Wednesday discussed purification of churches at the expenses of the human rights and the use of working hours for church activities. Shaibu, the Speaker said the Joint Committee must report back to the House in a month. The Speaker said, in quotation marks, "Honorable members, we live in a state where we all know that the priests keep people in camps to heal them, and when they get to it, they write them to health facilities. Yet, the people cannot be held accountable for more practices. What kind of unbridled liberty that can be this?
Okay.
You change someone also can. It means that they are going to regularize the churches. Kennedy said it. Oh, making sure he declare war on them. But in this AGYAPADE book, almost they have to make sure they have to regularize the churches. And listen to this. Kennedy said it before. And now the Speaker of Parliament has also come to re-echo it. Somebody set it up and make it.
Yes, I know. How are they going to get? How is it going to benefit them at the
AGYAPADE for? Say the Aqua say after regularizing the churches, I'm coming. Over here, I'm saying. Now after regularizing it, they'll keep a lot of big men in the churches mute. Because what you say, it is out of greed. So they have to deal with them.
And I would just scan and then men are able to talk because of they have money. Than are able to challenge them because they have money and they control the people.
And if you look at this first paragraph, Kennedy started war. Kennedy started the war. Rwanda, the Maka just almost some regularization because it was in this AGYAPADE book. Now Parliament, as well as some regularization, and the man in fiction. I don't know if I'm making sense to you.
Yeah,
a man in fiction.
And
my choice, it is true. In total, some Makano, Kennedy started the war. It is true. Send your person, now in the AGYAPADE book, almost a person regularizing churches. Speaker of Parliament, so Swababon Tabe catches say they are come to regularize churches.
Speaker of Parliament or one of their own.
Yes.
They're pushing for the
Thank you, my brother. Shabu, these issues, notwithstanding, it is important to identify and profile some church leaders within the country as they seem to perpetrate an agenda against our political tradition. Hey, Cheniye, I see him. Ne a sorry paying phobia or moon cast and papa fan fire. I can burn in Quanikitomo, and we have to keep them mute. Or say they must properly contained and muted.
Like I said, or say a hiding behind a Mrana Yaba Yetia Crisosomana Afa Criso.
Yes.
Name fan Comanuntum.
Thank you, my brother. Or say critically, Duncan Williams. Hey, his love for money is not in doubt. Material inducement, commercial gains make him vulnerable to the market incentives. This means that he had a good nose for highest bidder. I will explain to you. His relationship with the leading members of the NDC is an open secret. It is therefore important to encourage the EC chair to build a relationship and frequent his discredit as a possible to seek spiritual directions and make firm pledges of a commitment to a transparent election, knowing very well that he will further reassure the NDC establishment of honesty of the EC system. They will give them the comfort we need in order to take a potential NDC aggressive towards the EC. I'm going to explain to you, Shaibu. I must say, Duncan Williams, Ope Sofo Bakua Neni Briska, Sofo Bakua Onye lawyer, Sofo Bakua Okon in China Usika Swan, or Bao come so simple, Duncan. Thank you. And who change some more can mean say they've done empirical research about Duncan Williams. That's why I make a you. If you look at this book, AGYAPADE, and that's what I can't fa papa. I'm going to read something to you. It will correlate to a seminar more. It will oh, Shabu. Wait, a general news of Friday, 1st November 2019. But today in history, a seminar occurred in 2011, 14 or 15 years today.
Okay.
I am an expensive pastor, Duncan Williams. Something can crunch it. And the major padia seminar more can one. It correlates to some other kind of here. Archbishop Duncan Williams has been in the news on countless occasions. In 2011, the founder of Action Chapel International stated that he's an expensive pastor, adding that his perfume cannot be found in any shelf in the country. We are talking about material things. Almost say, Upobia, Nanijin luxury things. I guess some who dear any gaga yen there. Now, or pet a dear, almost as I dear with a yes, car with me that directly enticing a Duncan Williams.
That's not a check.
Or say, And Duncan Williams has some okay. Or say at any time, Ghanaians are complaining about prolific lifestyle of pastors in the country. The founder and general overseer of Action International, Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, has stated that he's a very expensive pastor. Speaking at the first graduation ceremony of Action Chapel International Bible College in Kumasi over the weekend, Archbishop Duncan Williams said he was so expensive that the perfume he used could not be found on the shelf of any shop in the country.
So,
Yes. Or say perfume or use no. Ghana. Shop bien ho obi.
the auto feel butcher by
Shop bien ho obi. That makes him expensive. Or say the man of God who called himself the Big Papa, Teniye, noted that even the rich people in his church could not put on the kind of attire
Sika for to collection man bino.
he wore because they could not afford to buy them.
Sika for mo dem to collection bino.
Yes.
Omuntimi nto entire no kwa ere.
Eto.
Tada wo she omuntimi she.
Daddy, perfume you say bini kroma. This is Duncan Williams talking. I'm not saying it. In the American.
All kind with that.
And I make us
confirm.
about me seeing Kwafona sa Japadia asam no more can. About me so. Now listen to this. He stated that God has blessed him to the extent that his children were schooling in one of the best institutions in America, attended by the children of both government officials and well-to-do in that country. Or say, school and a makono, a yasikafu school,
America.
America. Uko US esikafu man ko school.
Ada aban ko for be aswafo me se bejuafo ma no tis Ghana so for on the man omoko.
Now the loyalty aspect comes here. Listen to this. The man of God who claimed to have international connections. The man of God who claimed to have international connections that extended to the White House noted that if it was not out of place for the men of God to be rich and also enjoy the very best, this, according to him, was because of God. The creator of heavens and mankind was expensive. Hence, the kingdom of God and streets of heaven are made with pure gold. Archbishop Duncan Williams therefore admonished Christians to work above themselves in the fields to enable them live expensive lifestyles to the glory of God. As a Christian, you should wear the best of clothing, drive in expensive cars, live in comfortable houses so that the glory of God could be seen in your life, because God you worship is very expensive. He intimated. Almost say Duncan Williams, his love for money. Just not make a know.
His love for money.
His love for money is not in doubt. Material inducement and commercial gains make him vulnerable to the market. Shaibu, and Yemme and America. AGYAPADE. And by his own mouth, Ketrema Emperor, we have gone back into 15 years ago or 14 years ago. The thing he said in 2011, this by you and MI, but they've able to do empirical research about him, read him, and know said no, Papa no, about material things are manageable. Secondly, what is Omoka easy as him?
Yes, so on Anna or sat to NDC.
Yes, I'm saying he's a strong NDC. One. When John Dramani Mama was in power, Mama our power. He held the city, and he prayed for the city.
Yeah,
he wanted the city to stabilize. Engineering,
yeah.
Duncan Williams, ever cast me. So Duncan Williams, the cast me today. Say, if you look at financial sector, you're close to financial sector. So banking cleaning. Was say he blamed the NPP government.
I guess or expose MPP.
Yes,
I'm NDC.
And the honor, and my NPP said, no, this man is not meant to be trusted. He controls a greater portion of the charismatic base. If you look at the charismatic base, they call him the Papa. The big man of God. He stood anabamo, tiki affair more, asofun kesiani Ajinasaramu, they call him the Papa. They seem to be the pinnacle when it comes to some charismatic churches. They seem to be the face. But the MPP in this AGYAPADE, we have to mute him and tame him. How can we get him? Or pesika, or per flashy things, or per luxurious things. Yeah, then best so they mute him. Jabu, oh my God, you never say tight corner. We will give him goodies. You preach much a tight corner. You mute him on me mabonte mekasa. Secondly, EC boss. Obama EC boss na beno. Now the EC boss in bedin kwamba pana kraba be nyanti say oh, the be on EC boss in the discussing and bounce near their fantasy. Kaya in 2016 elections, when it was difficult for Charlotte Osei to come out to even announce the results, one to be say, Papa the BA Duncan Williams have to call the woman and tell her say, call na announce the results.
Yeah, TV.
In Massa assembly what Japadi book man. So, and that Duncan Williams away. Have you seen him talking about the MPP? Have you seen him as a man of God? And then he said, Debia, you should come out with objectivity. How you speak the mind of the ordinary Ghanaian, the kind of problem that they are going to with me, I can say what you want to say. Now let's go to Ajinasare.
Hey, also the home.
Me say no me say minister uncle for we no.
Asofo so.
Me say they will mute them. They will
contain mafia say person omo say kan asofo.
Shabu Ajinasare. Omo say quite visible an NDC sympathizer who appears to speak whenever NPP is in power. He must be watched carefully. Our men within his inner circles have done pretty well with accurate briefs, but it's time to adopt an open muscular approach. And I'll tell you the approach. The respect and esteem with which he is held by other leading pastors may need to be marked by recruiting other high stage pastors to launch via attacks in some ingenious ways. However, the president must desist from directly responding to him as advised by our people within the inner circle. NPP for him because sorry, everyone sorry. So the inner circle, no, they have a nice way in talking to him, but still he goes overboard. They see him to be an NDC sympathizer.
The NDC,
Shaibu,
yeah,
me say ne, ye bobo ni a chile mu se de be yasem no, obeti ase. Bishop Ajinasare, I am not an NDC member. Shaibu, wait, September 6, 2013. Some religious leaders have criticized the media for aligning them to political parties in the country. The presiding bishop of Perez Chapel International, Bishop Dr. Charles Ajinasare, for instance, instead he's not a card-holding member of any political party and wants the media to stop popularizing such stories about him. No problem, and I'll tell you. This is the media outlet that is saying that these pastors are affiliated to parties. I don't have a party card. I don't belong to any political party. Shabu, any I don't have any political card. NPP. I'm a staunch NPP. You might not be happy. Me NPP, but doesn't take the truth away from me. I should not be a card-bearing member for people to see say me NPP. Bible said by their fruits you know them.
I was saying Nipa says me to about my NPP.
Bible or say by their fruits you know them. And if you listen to Ajinasare, names man all kind I have issues with it. The man, they've also monitored him well, carefully, and they see him to be an NDC person. Shabu, don't phone me almost had you. 12 December 2016. When Akufo won the elections in 2016, on the 9th, and on the 7th, on the 9th, Charlotte Oseba Bontika said, congratulated Nana Dankwa Akufo as the new president elected. On the 12th, listening to Ajinasare, give us better economical policies. Ajinasare to Akufo-Addo. Ontina kunyane so.
What started?
Ontina kunyane so. Or say, the presiding bishop of Perez Chapel International, Bishop Ajinasare, has charged the president-elect Nana Dankwa Akufo to introduce sound economic policies to move the nation forward. According to him, Ghanaians voted for change, for accelerated development. Thus, the new leader has no other excuse than to fulfill his promise. Oh yes. Bishop Charles Ajinasare made the comment while preaching. This is a man who is having over 30,000 or 40,000 congregations. He is a strong force in Ghana. When it comes to church, or kasa among for dinner chitiye, he has just been elected, not even sworn in. Day one of office crowd on Koi, but the man is giving him conditions. Yes. Or say, Bishop Ajinasare made this comment while preaching to the congregation on the team, fighting our common destiny. Akufo-Addo, the flag of the opposition, defeated and and if you listen to Ajinasare, When NDC was in power, was he criticizing John Dramani? So they also read him. I was like, no, I couldn't crap upon Unyantraso. Unyantraso crown. Why do you want to vilify and chastise the man?
Onye adwuma. Ghana for to aba man say say to aba be ye adwuma mpuntu omra.
What I say?
Obi am fan tan so dey ye adwuma.
Na Shaibu.
Franco.
Utie Ajinasaria. Now on December 2020, now about 11:20 a.m. Ajinasari pens 10 do's and don'ts of Nana Addo and the NPP.
Hey.
Ajinasari, or say, according to the NPP, according to him, the NPP administration must manage Ghana's economy and resources with a crisis management scheme to help the country out of its economic difficulties. In his sermon on Sunday, on
Sunday,
on Sunday, Ajinasari said, Ghana having more than 80 ministers of state at the presidency is a waste of resources.
Mama 80. Akufo do yam ma. Can't share no can't Akufo say man far more than
or say a small country like ours, this is always having a budget deficit and looking for foreign aid to balance our budget should not have more than 80 ministers. Otherwise, it will be a waste of resources. There will be a significant reduction of the staff in the Flagstaff House, he said. Minister 7 under Akufo-Addo, or say the numbers of Minister 7 under Akufo-Addo jumped from 110 to 123. This follows the appointment of ministers and deputy ministers to the 6 newly created regions. Or say 13 more names were added as minister designated and deputy minister designated for new regions. Now, Shaibu,
Franco,
if you look at the 10 do's and don'ts, security of civil and public service, Ajinasari, or say, or catch a Akufo-Addo, completion of projects.
Mama project.
No more tribal politics. Or catch a Akufo-Addo. He should not do tribal politics. No more politics of insult. Be swift to fight corruption. Other pillars of society appreciated. Freedom of speech and expression. We need a strong and responsible opposition. This is Ajinasari. And the MPP ba abayemu is somebody come okay. Meboa.
Yeah.
Ajinasari aka.
And you also TMPP.
TMPP. Ajinasari on the 19th of July 2020 couldn't do for Indum Amoaben's bank have been saved. Obisa, the presiding bishop of Paris International, Ajinasari has asked whether local old Unibank, GN Bank, and UT Bank could not have been salvaged by the Bank of Ghana during its financial sector cleanup exercise. Or say, in his virtual sermon,
so them more corner view.
In his virtual sermon, in his virtual sermon, Shaibu, or say, demons that possess politicians in the days of old to collapse local businesses were still lingering and wreaking havoc. Or say, at
that money home.
Yes.
Mama ta home na.
Yes. Na a war that about we buy, you know. I'm not saying it. Ajinasari. Or say, he said, we are still at work today and we must exercise the nation from the demon. Otherwise, we are far from going forward. I've been asking myself, so far, Dr. Kwame Adufo, under whose time, as a Minister of Finance, we had the best economic growth rate of 14%. There was nothing we could do with his bank. He's doing politics over here. Shaibu, or the Indum thereby, say Indum expandi susu, and they be in momentum more Indum, or the Mabon thereby. So, Utie already added a year, if I say. Charles Ajinasari, the NPP label him to be a strong NDC. But the market character, it confirms it.
Yeah.
Meboa.
Yeah,
what you say? Now the NPP had a trick. Omso Akufo-Addo responded. Anytime he talks or attacks Akufo-Addo, Omo responded. But they look for people who will respond to him. Shabu.
Franco.
NPP communicator takes on over comments of Ajinasari.
Okay.
Way Tuesday 21st July 2020, a member of NPP communication team of the governing New Patriotic Party, Edmond Chey, has said although jobs have been lost following the closure of troubled banks by the central bank, Edmond Chey, who is the first vice chairman of the party in the Asokwa constituency, said past governments should have acted earlier to close troubled banks to reduce the effect of jobs. For some time now, some banks in Ghana have closed down following poor management and its annual. And he responded to Obrandi.
Comment.
Everybody comes out and said, "I said their free bank be." And then as a bank and a crown, first prize be. Yeah. I'm a Mikasa, Ajinasari. I saw my bonte and then go for the castle as some more can and then on Concord Busabian fan free bank beer. And then a man for a company the assembly and your sanity. And so it came to me as a mirage. Almost a Bishop Ajinasari never took loan from collapsed First Trust SL and GN Bank. Perez Chapel the bank's allegation. And you would see as someone no more can or more parts say. Then some of can your interest woman. Interest of one woman in the say, yes, Wakako Jabusia. And Wakako Jabusia banks in Uguno. I was saying NDC, you know, a Hano. And no swatchy and MPP USA. Shabu, MPP USA to Bishop Ajinasari be a good shepherd.
Yes,
23rd July 2020. And if you look at Ajinasari, in this AGYAPADE book, they've labeled him to be a true NDC. It is visible. It is applicable. You can see it. You can feel it. You can touch it. Says Papa or your NDC. Thank you.
I will say, you
say a terminal. You're mutino. Your content, you're mutino. And
Ajinasari,
maintaining.
I saw that no preaching.
Maintaining.
Minim
do some the iron or mutina and as a
mutino.
Minim do the iron. The mechanic say, oh, Danka Williams. Yeah, and Quababonte. Because Danka Williams said, Eba enoma fenisi kasema highest bid that bank na wuska onu wawie
tisi omuna mo book no
o hwe na ye adwuma che
esa asa nkofo we ba no mo
per this AGYAPADE
o metima ma se bia o ka bia be port so you see you free
yes
yi ya na ba say
hey
want duty we say fene de no na ka say master o ye ye ko fa bu
thank you
so for want to duty action ko don na money laundry be issue
Shaibu
Fago.
Now let's come to Sam Kwanchanka. Mesu yembesho. Sam Kwanchanka. He is perhaps even more
he is perhaps more invisible than
a surrogate of the NDC, who has carefully concealed his aspect to appear on National Christian Hero. A constant eye, watch, and monitoring of this man is required, with specific efforts to contain his commercial interests, which have been identified. The commercial interests, let's say, on the or your strong NDC. Elvis Afri Yankra, your born against main minister for youth and sports. So for coffee man bomb pile on office. A cast only problem was Papa Sam Kwanchi Yankra.
Also your problem.
There be a real problem cried the commission. Or Koto could be $2 to $20 to $9. Now, in this AGYAPADE book, they are labeled Sam Kwanchi Yankra to be an NDC. Surrogate. On the true and true. He championed the cause of the NDC. Shaibu, the whole phone almost had way. I am not a card-bearing member of the NDC.
Almost you're not card-bearing member.
Reverend Sam Kwanchi Yankra, way March 3rd, 2016. Now, Shaibu, or cast a year, or casting one hour, or more count no more NDC. Or say, well, catch a kufadu. Appoint NDC members into your cabinet. Sam Kwanchi Yankra edges a kufadu. What in Jawa say?
Oh, yes, we NDC. What there be? What I got on my base.
What things so bad, Ghana? Papa, obey 64, 65 years. Abamba now win the power. What for opposition? We are coming apart from Jay Kufwa. No, here more. And I make a comment here, making sure someone.
They are working document. They have the power.
Sabu. Some Kwanchanka. Or say, appoint NDC members into your cabinet. Sam Kwanchi Yankra edges Akufo-Addo. And
so,
Mema Austin abo video biachiro.
Okay.
Sam Kwanchi Yankra said your mama and did do so and some free power.
So for no.
Yeah. Shaibu nyam na make. Me say, remember Austin bo video bi akere. Obebo amatifo na tie. So in this book, they label him to be a surrogate of the NDC, and it is true. Pedimakin can actually, there is no doubt. We any ambiguous, we any debatable. If you listen to the utterances and the comments of this, Ajinasare and some quanti ankra, MPP for no video, and I chim for no say, Sanku face 10 year mokra.
And these are top pastors, sir.
Thank you. Shabu, now to Mensa Otabel.
What's it?
Me say to Mensa Otabel.
Also, deal.
Now Mensa Otabel, dear no. Ghana, for papa. I read to you, I will explain. Over Shaibu. Way, I have paragraph 3. Dimbe Dahui.
Pastor Mensa Otabel.
Even though sympathetic to us, information suggests that the closure of the capital bank has somehow affected its loyalty to Nana. And I said, Maybe can't be at home, says Uncle for me a diabolical bonikitomo kiruforatamo. I drink itomo nyadwen papa. These are people, per this book, they have diabolic intentions. Me can't be chawabe bawanu. Tie. Was say, brother, I go for we. Brother Ken Oforiata accounts of his demeanor on the night before the announcement of the closure of Capital Bank indicates he was too averse with our decision. Utiha. Capital Bank. Adia bechi amayara kase ya revoke your alliances. Ene sa no man. The Minister of Finance met already the Mensa Otabel. Also the Mensa Otabel reading come the demeanor and the posture of the attitude and the man na asesa. And Edu Baby Krano na already did can for that feel so bad and he wanted to advance the decision. Just make a choni. Shaibu, if you can bank say good no kroma in here. Emu de any 2 years started from say we are going to close your bank. Never. They close your bank, you know. So we have to have a dialogue with you. Yes, it tells the diabolic intentions of these people. So men so tabela ya dia enye. No matter say you MPP so you NDC ni. You look at the law. They be make some say Obama comes to Ghana. Was we should build stronger institutions, not stronger personalities. Amwabemo, and the uncle for the close of bank. Why don't you call them to a meeting? Now me tell Amwabe. Amwabe say kwen omo fast omo to the bank him no nim. They didn't even inform him. How they even revoked the license, he was not told. But Mensa Otabel, just because he is coming from the New Patriotic Party, and there seems to be a sympathetic to another than Kwakufuado, and you have to meet that man, and night before revoking their licenses or closing the bank, Jesus Christ. So we never broke Roma. People have taken depositors' money. Or make discount. We have a candy be actual. Some go for we on. Yamio Hatasro say no come from one in Chomada.
Some so in opposition. Aye. Now our program be a bad job.
Living word now. What am I can be what?
We are not going to
see. Shaibu. I must say the closure of Capital Bank indicates he was too averse to the decision. The strategic implication of Ken meeting with the pastor, with the pastor, one can come okay, with the pastor, subsequent feedback from the inner circle points of impression that he may, out of spite, out from his inner circle points to the impression that, out of spite, opt for an NDC replacement. Should that happen, it will be seen as a declaration by war by our own. We should be reminded that an insider fighting you is more dangerous than the sworn enemy. An insider fighting you is more dangerous than the sworn enemy.
Sir, Sam Kwaji.
But why do
you people so san dane bam so dia who could chat to create a fear also?
Now listen to this. I must say, in any case, he appears to be more aligned with the Kufuor camp. Intelligent efforts should be adopted to root his church, flowing against his person, should he defect.
Yemfa kwan bi so.
Yes.
Emfa a time to na asoroma ne ntemu. Na se okata okwan ndi zikra asoroma ne nyinachi.
Possible access to his personal asset, business interest, and potential relation with some women will need to be explored finer details.
Yes, sir. Yemfa kwan bi so a ne sika sem na japade. Na face e bia ma bia mensa ota baby so ma ko su kumamu anase bi ono mo gura agobon bi no yemfa mra bon ne me gura ni ma se na fe ya bon dantu
na fe de shaibu
dantu se abo dantu da fe cha o kan kwa mpa yemfa because wa mu already o di kan je ni mguase akwese ne obi ni e kan se bi obi free so comedian
shaibu
ya kan mo me hu.
If you look at Papaya in 2012 and 2016 he helped the NPP in diverse ways. How he preached immediate politics. And this wasn't comfortable with the kind of words he was using.
Some Jenfi also attacked him on some issues.
Now, NDC to react to Pastor Otabel's accusation. Obaka in 2012, prior to the election, I can't bear 1 week or 2 weeks, he organized a press conference. I can say NDC for you can tape be either quite free senior high. So and also free senior and I did free the papa and he came out. Listen to this. The campaign team of the Ghana National Democratic Congress is set to release a statement later today, reacting to the news conference addressed by General Overseer, the International Central Gospel Church, Pastor Mensa Otabil. Now, he said the audio tapes of which he appears have taken a stance on certain contentious political issues were not only doctored, there's no catching this before, were not only doctored and manipulated, but the sound bites that have been played with my voice have been taken totally out of context. In some cases, phrases with different messages I've preached over the years in no relation to anyone having it. Now listen to them. Pastor Mensa Otabil was saying, it is evil, it is mischievous, unethical.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Me can say Mensa Otabil ni preaching bi.
Yes.
And all can cha soroma say, ade be ye free bi ade. Enya de pa. Na na do mo so the free education e ba no and then this book twa ho say Mensa Otabil kwa say ade be free bi anya the free education anya de pa
no say on can say e evil e no mo kan
I bon sansem.
Yes do catch them over friend John Mahama. Pastor Otabil called on President John Mahama to rise up and speak on this issue because the perpetrators of these blatant acts of impunity are largely affiliates and surrogates of your party. And Emma had no
about confirm
say oh you true MPP
but the bank good no
good I mean can some chiro ni emfa nyimwi.
Yeah.
Now if you look at Mensa Otabil, he was a board member at my First Capital Plus.
Yeah.
Meboa.
Yeah.
And shabu o hwe enoma a course of First Capital Plus me se owura be ho bi me pesa me kan dey with it me kan wie na say shabu wo ye din kura me pe. Now if you look at First Capital Plus shabu, yes, how 195 million Ghana cedis BOG money to rescue Capital Bank was used to set up Sovereign Bank. Mo ho kire mo no man koye ya bremus kasa mu fa mo na say bia mo company bit me gina na so. This was done and another done on the 8th of August 2018. He is their own, he is their man.
Yeah.
Because he is the board chairman at my First Capital Plus. Shaibu. I'm gonna say the setting was October 2015. Capital Bank was struggling, would heavy of huge slight of relief.
Yeah.
610 million bailout. Now, bad banking practice meant by Capital Bank has depleted its own capital, no longer able to meet the request of depositors for their funds. And so when the board of the bank, a former savings and loans company, met on 13th of October 2015, it was to decide what to do with the Bank of Ghana money. Bank of Ghana more muska 193 million. At the end of the year. What are the come on your board chairman? At the emergency meeting, they dished out 27.5 million to board members to hype the business. 227.5 million, 270 billion. Who company go? Almost say no. Almost business promotion. Who needs cow? Bank of Ghana must stabilize it because almost all your MPP they want to help you. The board for no, including Mensa Otabil. Now, Saibu, was say, emergency meeting. And it's what you say, why under distress? By having received the bailout, the board approved an expenditure of 2.6 million and 50,000 for rebranding. Oh, yeah. The board also ratified a proposal to increase fees and benefits of directors, including 2 first and business class air tickets for all members on board. Yeah, not done. Some 130 million was transferred to all-time capital, a transfer that needed some explanation from the CEO at ASEAN, who said the transfer was strategic and highly classified information. Kaya, the transfer was expected back into the bank by March 2016. In 5 months, he said the additional assurance of the chairman, Dr. Mensa Otabil, meaning said Dr. Mensa Otabil, Munim said, "Oma transfer 130 million," and always giving them assurances. Scar Bank of Ghana, dear mamo. So more far and making sure them. So why are you not happy?
So frankly, in this social AGYAPADE3 book now, I had a much more execute.
I'm telling you.
Because I mentioned about one thing in Sam Crunchy, Omar Kanato, Ajenasare,
Yes.
and I Duncan William.
Omar Yomukra. Where are they today? Over to Amunka no preach about church members.
First, I don't mutimi boy by Nachi.
Wait.
Mahamata make okay mensa with living word. He was hiding behind living word. As somehow Becano. And I doom so
what I say issues, a whole lot of issues. Me the way we are man. Me the way I mean Kasabi. National Chief Imam. Hey, National Chief Imam. We are making the baby said the so. Government must prepare an exit plan for the National Chief Imam. This has become necessary in the view of the fact that the demise of his deputy, the deputy has created a vacancy. The intense lobbying by the Muslim leaders should be properly handled in the face of the promises we have made to each of them. Government will need to find a discreet way of influencing the process of the appointment of the next National Chief Imam as well as the deputy. Now these people want to
and
the candidates for this should be well verified party sympathizers. And they said they are free say I don't money in India and go point mama Muslim me so chief imam bomb pay now they want to take it off. They want to bring sympathizers of the new patriotic party.
And I said, okay, Asante Mantema.
Meba.
Regional chief
and cancer. And cancer. And who said your mocha? Now the NPP, AGYAPADE3 Mafia, AGYAPADE3. After the exit of the chief imam, the national chief imam, the NPP or the AGYAPADE3 Mafia should bring someone who can conform to their modalities.
The Oba.
Oh yes.
Now on AGYAPADE3 Mafia project.
Yes, project.
And yet the Allah friend. One Allah friend kwase we see ni ala bi.
Omotifie kura me so mkontrol. Na tia asamba ko mo kan wa e be so de ne so. Say the candidates should be well verified. Party sympathizers who are likely to stand with the party in crucial circumstances, as has been with the current Ashanti region Imam Nyabutre. Nana has shown his love for the Zongo community by creating Zongo Ministry. Shaibu,
Zongo.
Utia. Omo patch let's say one omo the care chief baako Ashanti region. Ashanti region omo atimi achieve no. The regional chief imam they seem to be a pro NPP. Meboa.
Yeah.
A pro NPP. The one for me almost had we Muslim youth group call for the dismissal of the Ashanti region chief imam. 20th November 2023. Now about 5:05:14 microsecond PM. Listen to this. Some concerned youth Muslims are calling for the Sheikh Abdul Mumin Harun, the Ashanti regional chief imam, to be removed from his position due to his recent remarks and posture, which they believe in political and prejudice. The coalition of Zongo intellectuals cited recent remarks with a political tone, expressing concerns that such comments may undermine the perceived political neutrality of the imam's office. The group has coincidentally submitted a petition, a petition to the Council of the Zongo Chiefs, calling for the dismissal of Sheikh Abdul Mumin Harun from office of relenting of his mandate. With barely a year to go to 2024 general elections, Ghana political atmosphere is gradually veering into realms of political commentaries and support. However, specific offices and personality within Ghanaian communities are prohibited by law and customs from engaging in activity politicking. Now, Shaibu, spokesperson and convener for the coalition of Zongo intellectuals, Mohammed Gali Salam, is calling out the regional chief imam for perceived partisanship. And this is in quotation marks. In recent times, we have noticed that the Ashanti regional chief imam, Sheikh Abdul Harun, has been using his office as the Ashanti regional chief imam to engage in parochial partisan politics for reasons best known to him alone. We do not want to suggest that the chief imam has been compromised by the current government in power. However, we seem to be limited in our analysis and interpretation of the utterances of the chief imam, as we can only use political lenses to analyze his art. He said, the group, based on its conviction, is demanding that the leaders of the Zongo Council take action against the chief imam. The Ashanti regional chief imam should remember that he is a leader for all Muslims in the Ashanti region and not a leader for any political party. It is against this backdrop, we as young Muslim group petition the Council of Ulama, Zongo chiefs and the Council of Chiefs to remove the Ashanti regional chief imam from his position as a leader of the Muslim community in the Ashanti region. Our request as Muslims stems from the fact that the partisan utterances from the regional chief imam have put the religion and the office he serves and the Muslim community into disrepute, the convener said. Shaibu. And to tell Japadia, ya, almost say on base of money chief imam. If Sheikh no Shaibu to go ponton inside the freno and no Abraham Kukumwa. Nemo Mokowi, so mum to me the national chief imam. Nemo ba Ashanti region dia a foregone conclusion. Maybe the current Ashanti regional chief imam is a pro MPP. This is a Japadia.
I said Ashanti regional chief on the leader by my campaign.
Me say this I am American. This is a Japadia book. This is a Japadia book. Now they move from say you're making sure it's a political. They want to take every sector. I'm telling you. Can you tell me that this is a fiction? Can you tell me that this is a fiction? Can you tell me that this is coincidence? They're able to mention names. How they want to target them, how they want to mute them. I've read and I've given you instances and examples. I've given you illustrations, physical ones. Are you still at the opposite side? It's a fiction.
Franco, Medase.
Miss Medase.
I have for a me who are dreaming. Franco, a king kind. That Japadia portion a casafa so for no mountain. My busa was an amazing table away. I didn't silence way. I saw for almost casapano. Ye almost say ye ba. I be continuum near mutum, near shut them down and pass on what my executing me. Within the Shaibula Sisi, Austin Berma, and a shave video, which I come in. And there Japaniamo or China. MPP asante mante made yakofa ejane bae no ya be hwe bitma dum na na se yentum no se e petu be petepete so na ade ko ne hwi a ne hu de bisi ya be san hia bi